there! Welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm Iris, and today we are filming my 30 by 30 project pan update. Now this is incredibly late. You can either see this as me missing the last update and being like a week and a half behind, or you could equally as reasonably view this update as being like 2.5 months late. So whichever way you choose to look at this, it isn't great for me, but a lot has changed in this project since I last filmed a video back in September. The biggest thing that has kept me from filming these updates is I didn't want to admit just how many things I had to declutter. Now, back in, I think, October, I learned that I'm allergic to beeswax. And beeswax comes up in a lot more beauty products than you would probably think. And even vegan options were not safe because synthetic beeswax is the same stuff as beeswax from a chemical standpoint. It's just not animal derived. So I had to get rid of quite a few of those things as well. And this project had some casualties. I'm looking through, and I had to get rid of my Tarte foil finger paints, which were these like cream shadows in a palette. They were really pretty lovely. I had two of them. I had a silver and like a deep taupe shade, both gorgeous, but they had to go. I had a Pharmacy Honey Halo moisturizer, which, guess what? It had honey and beeswax products in it, so that had to leave. But most painful were my two Dior lipsticks. I had Dior 999 and Dior Nude Look. I'd gotten them through Influencer free for review, and I loved them. Dior 999 was my absolute favorite lipstick, and the Nude was probably in my top 5 lipsticks that I'd ever used, but yeah, those had to go too. And I'm still pretty bummed about it, even though it's been a couple of months. But I have been using some of these products that are still left in this project pretty consistently over the last few months. I don't have a whole lot of visible progress to show you guys, but I do have some progress. So let's get into it. Let's start out with hair products. I haven't been using either of these, but there are 2 hair products in this project. The first is from Alterna. This is their Caviar Anti-Aging Professional Styling Invisible Roller Spray. I don't really know how to use this. I was using it mostly as a heat protectant, but I don't think I've used it at all in probably the last 6 months. I mean, I have made a little bit of a dent in this. I do think it was pretty much full when I got it, but I got it probably 2 years ago. So, yeah. Not great, but I'm going to get to it at some point. Will it be before I turn 30? Maybe. By the way, the 30th birthday is in April of 2024. So there is quite a while left in this project, which is good because I have a lot of product left to use up in this project. The other product is from DP Hue. This is their Color Fresh Dry Texture Spray. Now, I didn't really like this when I first used it, but I think that I will like it more now. What I've been doing recently with dry shampoo is, because I'm still going to shower even if I'm not going to wash my hair, I'll spray it into my hair, like a lot of it, a lot more than I would probably put in if I was just going to immediately comb it out. I'll put my shower cap on and take my shower. It'll have, probably 10 minutes for the steam to get in there, 10 minutes to warm up with the heat of my body, and I find that does a lot better job of getting my hair closer to clean than just using dry shampoo normally would. So I want to give this another go in that way. I think I would probably quite like it. And you know what? I have used a decent amount of this. I can feel that there's quite a bit of motion in the bottle when I shake it. So I have no idea how I'm going to track my progress on that, but I think if I use it consistently, it tends to take me a few months to finish up a dry shampoo. So once I start working on that one, I think it should go relatively quickly. The way I formatted my sheet where I'm keeping track of this project pan, I kept body, hair, and nails in the same category. So we're going to switch to fragrance, which I guess I called a body product. And the first fragrance of the two that are in this project is from Tokyo Milk. This is Neptune and the Mermaid number 31, which is 20,000 Flowers Under the Sea. I think this is getting more yellow as I own it, which isn't great, but it still smells fine. I still love the little octopus illustration. I'm actually kind of looking forward to having this empty so that I can just keep this and display it. I do like the illustration so much, and I don't like the yellow liquid in front of it. And I haven't made a ton of progress on this over the last few months. That's not terribly surprising. This is very much a spring scent for me. Actually, I don't think I've applied any fragrance today, so. Yeah, it's a very aquatic floral scent in fitting with the name 20,000 Flowers Under the Sea. I quite like it. I've made a tiny bit of progress. I have a line on the back, and I can see that I'm under where I put the line, but like not enough that if I made another line, it wouldn't just look like one really thick line. So when spring comes around, I will definitely get more use out of this, and hopefully I will be able to use, I don't know, like maybe half of what's left this spring and finish it up over the very early part of next spring, spring 2024, as well as the summer. So really do like this. Glad that I am working on it, but haven't made a lot of progress. I do have one empty to talk about this month. It is from Gucci. This is the Memoir Juno Dare rollerball. I don't actually think I have the rollerball left in here. Oh, yes I do. I decanted all of this into an atomizer. I recently purchased some atomizers and they are so good. I have all of these little rollerball perfumes, and I don't love the rollerball method of application because I don't feel like I get as much impact from it. It just doesn't feel as nice and refreshing and like I'm enveloped in scent to apply a rollerball as it does spritz. But anyway, that's a little bit beside the point. I did really like this. It smelled a little bit like tea. This is a unisex scent, and I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. I admit that most of the reason that I was interested in this scent to start with was that Harry Styles was like the face of the campaign, and if Harry Styles is in something, my interest in it goes up by like a factor of 5 at least. It was nice. I liked using it, but it's not a scent that I'm going to seek out in the future. But I did finish it, so that's really exciting. Do I have, oh, I have my nail stuff in this category too. Let's finish those. So there are 2 nail polishes in this project. The first I am wearing today. Don't look at my nails too closely because even though I did these just last night, they look really rough. This just did not work out the way I thought it would in my head. But the first nail polish is from Sundays. This is their number 35, which is like a navy with a couple drops of teal in it. It's a pretty color. I don't think the formula on this is fabulous enough to warrant the price tag. Sundays is a boutique brand. I think their bottles of polish are around $18 to $20 a bottle. It's a little steep. I wasn't able to make a new line this month. It was quite a similar story to the Tokyo Milk. Same initials, very different brand. But I am below this line, just not enough to feel worthwhile to make a new line. I have worn this quite a few times. I kind of wonder if I just have some dried polish on the sides because I feel like it should have gone down more, considering that I have used this several times over the last few months. But in any case, I'm using it. It doesn't look like I have a ton of progress, but I know in my heart that there is some progress here. And that doesn't really make me feel better, but whatever, it's fine. And then the second polish that I have is a topper. This is from People of Color. This is the shade Anacauna. You would think after, like 10 months of this project that I'd learn how to say this product's name, but no, I certainly have not. And I actually have a fill line on this. I have like a real proper fill line on this bottle. That's really exciting. I have worn this a few times over the past few months, and I've really enjoyed it over a nice variety of colors. Previously, I was pretty much only wearing it over this blue. It gives a really interesting sort of pyrite look to the nails when I do that. But I've been branching out a little bit, trying it over some other colors. I tried it over a red and really enjoyed that. So I think that I'm going to get quite good use out of this, especially in the summer and fall. I mean, that gold would be perfect. And this is not too obnoxious to remove. It is a flaky polish, so it lies a little bit more flat against the nail than like a proper glitter would, but it's still not, fun to take off. Now let's move to face products. The first face product feels really out of place with what's left, but this is a skincare product. It's from Pure Lease, and this is a detoxifying charcoal mask in pumpkin and ginger. I really just use this on my chin and sort of back along my jaw. I really should be using it now because I'm breaking out pretty badly on my chin, but I haven't used this in a few weeks. I've used, a quarter of this product maybe? I need to be better about it. It's something that I really should use regularly. I thought that after I stopped trying to apply this to my entire face that my usage would increase. It really hasn't. I just need to use it. No excuses, no reason why I haven't been using it, just I haven't, and that needs to change. I'm realizing that I forgot my next face product and I don't have any progress on it to show, so I'm not going to go digging for it. It's an eyeshadow size sample of a MAC powder. It's a little bit too dark for me, but like workably a little bit too dark for me, and I just haven't used it much at all in the past few months, but I have sort of worn away like that top layer of product. I'm nowhere close to hitting pan. Once I start really focusing on it, I'm guessing it will go relatively quickly because it is just like an eyeshadow sized amount of pressed powder, but no progress to show today. Let's next talk about the products that I have in this Z palette. The first is NARS Orgasm. This is the size that you get as like gifts with purchase quite often from Ulta or Sephora or NARS. I think I got this in one of those like Sephora favorites mini kits. Like they have ones that are $10 and are basically the new version of their old subscription box. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's where I got this, and I have used quite a bit of this. It looks really rough. I want to say I've used this like 50 times. I have the counts out. I should not be stacking things on top of that. 1 second. Okay, I dug out my list and I've actually used this 71 times, which I think is great. It is a little bit disheartening that I haven't hit pan, and I don't think I'm anywhere close to hitting pan on this after 71 uses, but oh well. I'm using it. There is progress. I'll have to be happy with that. Next up, we have Laguna, and this is actually the face product that I'm trying to finish that I feel the best about in this project. Well, except for the MAC powder, but that feels like not quite a gimme product, but relatively close. Anyway, this is also a deluxe sample. This was the birthday gift in 2021, I think, from Sephora. And I have quite the dent going on in this product. I can talk, I promise. And I mean, I think you can see on the side, I've definitely been using this. I'm currently focusing on a Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer that I'm trying to finish this year, but I want to be a little bit better in the next few months about splitting my attention. I still think that needs to be my main focus because I tried to pan that last year and failed, and I would really like to finish that in the first half of 2023 if possible. But yeah, after that is gone, this is going to be my main focus as far as bronzers go, and I think it will go relatively quickly. I have been liking bronzer a lot more recently, though I'm not actually wearing any today. The last product that's in this compact is from Luxie Beauty. This is White Noise. It is a very, very glowy highlight. Super pretty. It's mostly white. There's a little bit of gold and some pink to it, but it's a really nice sheen on my cheeks. I like this because it's actually pretty close to my skin tone. It has a pretty similar undertone to my skin, so it just looks not natural. I mean, it's obviously a very, very glowy product, but it looks harmonious. Isn't that pretty? This is probably not the ideal way to apply this product, but we're going for it. And now I have one more use on this. So I don't think that I'm going to finish this by the end of the project. I don't know why I thought that was a reasonable goal. Have I ever finished a highlighter? I don't think so. I think I've finished eyeshadows that I've used as highlighters, but never a proper highlighter, and I'm nowhere close on this, but I am using it. And then finally, for cheek products, we have a palette. This is from the Balm. It is the Girls Getaway Trio, and I'm wearing a tiny bit of Balm Desert as contour. I remember now. My goal with this product is to get to 100 uses, and I would need to double check my counts. I just talked about how I shouldn't be stacking things on top, and then I immediately stacked more things on top. So I'm at 66 uses, so I'm 2/3 of the way there. I do not think that it will be hard at all for me to get to the 100 use mark. That seems well within reach. Yeah, I really do like this palette. I use it a lot, clearly. I've hit 66 uses on it, and I really enjoy it. So not going to be a hard thing to hit 100 uses on, I think. Before I completely put away this Z palette, I wanted to talk about one eyeshadow. This is from Natasha Denona, and is a sample of their Camel shade from the Camel palette. My goal with this is to hit pan. I don't think that's likely to happen, but I do have a little bit of a dent in it. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. I don't see myself making great progress on this over the next few months because I'm actually working on another Natasha Denona shade from the Ayana palette. I want to say it's called Harlow. Anyway, it's what I have in my crease today. I think they're actually pretty similar shades. I think that Harlow is a little bit lighter and a little bit almost more yellow toned, but they're both really pretty. They're both really easy to wear. I'm just focusing more on Harlow than Camel. The one eye product that I brought in with the intent to finish is from Armani Beauty. This is their liquid eyeshadow in Gold Dust. It's not actually on the bottom, I just remembered that name. And I have a fill line that I can see. I shook it up because I was not being very smart, but there is a fill line that lands right around here, but I don't know that I fully believe that, because I've noticed that when I take the applicator out, the fill line doesn't move down. And I've noticed that it's starting to get a little bit dry when I apply this. It might mean that I'm actually further along in this product than I think, or it could be that it's just drying out on me, and I don't know. But it's a really, really pretty eyeshadow. I got this through BuzzAgent. There's no way that I would have purchased this. I don't think that spending $30-ish on a single shadow is very reasonable, but I do really love this. And the packaging is so cool. Like, it's an oval on both sides, but it's built so that it tapers on both sides, so that the smaller edge of the oval, I have a math degree. This is really shameful that I can't describe shapes better. The smaller side of the oval on the top is not where the smaller side of the oval hits on the bottom. That was a lot of explanation. Anyway, really like that product. Still chugging along with it. And then I'm also working on 3 Viseart palettes with the goal of getting to 100 uses on each of them. I have the Petite Pro 1, 2, and 3. I actually had them in the right order this time, and I didn't even think about that. That's very, very pleasing. So the Viseart Petite Pro 1 is the last one that I purchased, and I have used this 27 times. I've used it about 3 times in the last month. So this is actually the only one that I've made any progress on in the last month, which isn't great, but I have been using it. The Petite Pro 2 I have used 59 times. I feel like these might be scrambled a little bit, but I don't really care. This is what they look like now. It's fine. I'm still, if I get to 100 uses on all of them, I figure it'll be close. I don't really care if I've used Viseart Petite Pro 2 or the shades that originally came from that 104 times, and I've only gotten 96 uses on shades that originally came from the Petite Pro 3. Whatever. It's all good. And then here is Petite Pro 3. Very upsettingly, I'm currently at 49 uses on this one. I really need to just make this a focus palette or something, because I love this. I think the color story in this is definitely the prettiest of the 3 that I have. I think it's actually really far up there with any of the Petite Pro palettes that Viseart has put out. But for some reason I don't think to use this one. And 49 uses is so close to 50, and I feel like I might have been at 49 uses last time too. Just need to make it happen. Okay, one more eye product to talk about, and then we can switch to lips, and then we can be done with this video. I've been filming for like 33 minutes already, which is insane. This is from Pat McGrath. This is the Sublime palette. My goal with this one is also to get to 100 uses, and I currently have 24 uses. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, and lip products. I have 3 lip products that are still in this project. 4. There's a 4th in there. One sec. Okay, and now for lip products. I have 4 lip products that are still left in this project. As we talked about earlier, I had to declutter 2 because they contained beeswax and it was very sad. The first one is from Pat McGrath. This is a mini, but this is going to be such a challenge to finish. This is Elson 2. It is one of their matte trans lipsticks, which are these like super pigmented, barely touch it to your lips, and you have full color formulas, and it is this bright orange red shade. It is really pretty. It's just not that easy to wear. I did wear this last week though, and I thought it was nice. It was just kind of high maintenance because this gets everywhere if you aren't careful. You'll get it right here, down on your chin. You'll leave it all over any glassware that you're using. I love you, but you're high maintenance. Next up, we have this Micho Beauty Tinted Lip Balm in Madam. I'm so bad about remembering to use this. I think that I just need to leave this out in my kitchen or put this in my work bag. How pigmented is this? That's like a borderline tinted lip balm for me. Because I like to be able to apply my tinted lip balms without looking in a mirror. And I'm not sure I could do that with this. But if I leave it at home, I mean, I could just apply it in the evening. It is nicely moisturizing. I think I could go through it relatively quickly doing that. Yeah, I'll just stick this out in my kitchen after this video, and hopefully I will have some progress to show next month, because, I mean, I rolled that all the way down, and I have basically no progress on it whatsoever from the time I purchased, much less from the time that this project started. Next, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous YSL lipstick. This is in 1966, and it's this kind of weird square shape. It's actually not hard to use, but there's a little bit of a learning curve with it. And this is so pretty. Like the Elson lipstick from Pat McGrath, it is kind of a reddish orange color, but this has just a bit more terracotta and it's a little bit deeper. It's not nearly as bright as the red from Pat McGrath. I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as a neon coral red, but this almost reads as one on my lips. They don't look that different swatched out on my hand. In fact, this one looks more like a cool red, whereas this one looks like a warm terracotta red. But on my lips, this looks very, very orange red and super, super bright. Anyway, I quite like the formula on this. It is matte, but not so crazy pigmented that I feel like I need to be super, super careful while applying it, the way I feel like I do with this one. I just feel really pretty when I wear this. I really like this color. And the component is so pretty too. So I have actually made a little bit of progress on this. You can see, I think this was like pretty much absolutely flush with the packaging when I first got it. Now it's a little bit below, but I definitely have a ton of lipstick left to use. And then finally, we have the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Cream in Fenty Glow. This is what I'm wearing today. I am wearing a little bit of a deeper lip liner around the perimeter of my lips, but this is what's giving me all the color that I have in the center of my lips. This gets on my teeth, I've realized, if I'm not really careful, but I have been using it. I really like it, and I'm all down to this purple line, so I really don't have impressive progress on any of these lip products, but this is one that I think will be relatively easy to use. I've had nude glosses that I've been working on for other projects and such, but I really only have one in another project that I'm working on right now, and that's just a usage goal. I think my goal is to get to 15 uses, so I think that I can finally focus on this, which will be nice because it is beautiful and it goes really well with pretty much everything I wear. I tend to like a little bit more of a pinky gloss, and that's worked out really well for me. Okay, so not a super exciting update, but it needed to happen. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I am going to post the next update for this probably in March, and then after that it's going to be monthly updates. Hopefully at that time in April I will be at a stage in this project where I'm making a little bit more impressive progress month to month, and those monthly updates will actually be interesting. Okay, let's finish this. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you all have wonderful, wonderful days. Bye, guys.